It's vlogging time. Come on, grab your friends. We're gonna talk about my stress. I'm stressed. I'm really stressed. And oh my god, I'm stressed all the time. That's higher than it should be. So things have been heavy at work lately. It's gonna get rough again, I can tell. Basically, I found out today that I have about twice as much work as I thought I had, which is a bummer because my workload before was something like 60 to 70% of what I would reasonably want to do. And so I was kind of bored and I had too much free time. And now I have more than the amount I would want. So it's like, grass is always greener, right? I'd rather be bored. But yeah, I found out today I'm responsible for some tasks that are going to take a bunch of hours that I didn't realize were going to be my responsibility. And probably the most complicated aspect of this next project is going to be mine to figure out. This is on top of the work I already knew I was going to have to do, which basically comprises me learning 4 or 5 new technologies that I've never used before. So, in terms of my programming skills, I'm pretty good at like functional and objective languages. Like I can write in C++, I can write really well in Java, and I can write programs that represent, data structures and do all kinds of cool performance, Project Euler, math, computing things in the background. I'm good at writing those kind of programs that solve like computational problems. Not so much with user interfaces. I've never written a web page before. That's what I have to do. Now, from what I can tell, the difficulty level is actually a little bit lower, I think, writing HTML and CSS than it is writing Java. But I guess it's really just an opinion thing. It's a markup language instead of a compiled language, so it's more like design and less like, both of them are sort of like design. There's an element of art in every programming language. But with markup languages, you're literally laying out the image of this is what the page will look like. You're designing it. And that's something I've never done before. So that's a new angle that I haven't had to work with in the past. And the difficulty with this is that I've never made a web page before. I'm going to be expected in the next, 3.5 months to produce and test and deploy and support a new web page that provides new functionality for our business users. And I've never done it before. So I basically have to go from total newbie to full stop programming in like a month and a half. So it's a bit stressful, to say the least. I have to learn several languages in a row and several different skills in a row in order to get to the functionality I need, which is Ajax. So basically I have to learn HTML and CSS in order to be able to make web pages and make it lay out the way I want it to. And then I have to learn JavaScript and JSP in order to add embedded functionality and create servlets and let the page do things in the background. And then I need to learn Ajax, which is asynchronous Java, which basically means it can update the page without having to do a refresh. You click and things change without having to load everything again. So I have to go through this whole process of learning the foundation, learning the middle ground, and then learning the refined skill. And I know next to nothing. It's going to be a challenge. So I got some books. I got I think it was Murdoch. No, just Murrock. I got the Murrock books on HTML and CSS and servlets and JSP. So I'm basically going to be taking a self-taught college course on how to write web pages, and hopefully I can do it quickly enough that the people are happy. Like the guy in Detroit who's going to be looking at this page and is going to be testing it and basically saying whether or not I did my job, sent me an IM today asking what progress I had made, and my answer was basically, so kind of put a fire under my ass, and now it's like, oh boy, I need to get this moving quickly. So that's stressful. And then went to the doctor last week and found out that I have high blood pressure. Now, it's partially apparently stress related, which is kind of a bullshit cop out because I'm gonna have stress every day of my life. And the levels will fluctuate, granted, but as long as I'm working a full-time job, I'm gonna be carrying a moderate level of stress pretty much all the time. There's gonna be periods, like maybe like 1 month out of the year, where it's pretty easy and I don't have much stress. But the rest of the time, just normal life is stressful. Remembering to pay bills on time, having to deal with doctor's appointments, and paying, like owing people money. I guess, I mean, a lot of people are dealing with more than I have, like student loans and things like that, thankfully. I don't have to deal with that, at least. But, you know, showing up to work on time every day and keeping a good face on and being positive. We're welcoming a bunch of new people onto the team at work, and it's sort of flashing a perspective at me because a new perspective, because I'm looking at these people who have started this week, so they've had like less than a week of experience in the world. They just graduated college and this past spring, so they had a little summer vacation. Now they come to work, and it's the real world now. You remember the videos that I made back then? It was a year ago. I worked at General Motors for a year now. It's over a year. It was a year this Tuesday, I think. Yeah, it was a year this Tuesday, and it's interesting. 1 year later, I'm 3 pounds fatter and addicted to coffee. So I belong in an office. That's not exactly the path I want to see myself going down. I'm looking at I have blood work results from the doctor last week, and it's like I have what qualifies as high blood pressure, especially for my age, and I have borderline high cholesterol, and I'm 22, and it's like I should be in the best shape of my life, and the doctors are like, you need to take better care of yourself. It's like, oh my god, you know, So what in the past was just me needing to be more motivated is now a doctor's note saying, you need to be healthier. So something's got to give. Either I have to actually put my foot down on training regimens and start exercising and get in shape, or I have to accept the fact that I'm going to be fat and unhealthy most of my life. Because if I've got problems cropping up at 22, I'm going to be in bad shape by the time I'm middle-aged if I don't do a lot to fight it. So I'm kind of wondering what my options are at this point. I've considered a few things as far as diet is concerned. I thought maybe I should go back to being vegetarian. But I was vegetarian for 1.5 years, and I've only been eating meat for two or 3 months. It's like I couldn't have gained that much cholesterol and blood pressure problems just because of my diet in 2 months, you know. So it's got to be, I don't know what it could be. Maybe it's just genetic. Who knows? But one way or the other, I have to do something about it. And it's like, between the stress at work and the health thing coming up now, it's like, oh man. You know, that's what people say though. When you're having a bad time and things aren't going well, at least you have your health. Nope. Don't have my health. Or at least I have what is definitely a glimpse of a very unhealthy future for me if I don't take better care of myself. And I don't feel like I've taken terrible care of myself, you know? I wear sunscreen when I go out. I drink diet soda. I do the easy things at least. And apparently that's not enough. So it's kind of a bummer, honestly. It's just, this has been the theme for the past year, to be honest. Life is kind of a bummer. Coming out into the real world and realizing things are open-ended. I no longer have goals, like short goals to aim for, periods of my life that I can break my worldview up into. That tears down your perspective, and it kind of makes you look into the void a little more than you want to. Coming out into the real world and realizing that the world does not give a shit about you. No one is looking out for you except you. And if you're not, nobody is. You know, everything that you deal with in your life, every other entity besides yourself and maybe close family members and very close friends, they're looking out for themselves first and foremost. The company you work for, the apartment complex you live in, all the businesses, restaurants, and doctors and places that you go to, they are all looking out for themselves first and foremost, and they will screw you over in a second if it makes their life better. And once you realize that, it's like, oh my god. You know, how do I relax? You know, and you see yourself as me versus the world, and you know, coming out into the real world and realizing, you know, I don't have a teenager's metabolism anymore. I don't have a teenager's health and physique. I have to actually really work in order to be in shape and take care of myself, and it's not going to come easy. You know, realizing that, you know, if this trend continues unchecked, I'll be in crap shape in like 10 years. It's, you know, life kind of a bummer like that. You know, coming out of college and breaking up with a longtime girlfriend and being out in an apartment by myself, it's like, ugh, you know, just, you know. And there's ups and there's downs, you know, good things and bad things come in and out of your life. Guess you gotta have to take the bad with the good. I guess I just feel like I've gotten more bad than good in the past year. You know, so there's some things I'm looking up. You know, I do have a new girlfriend. She's very nice. My bowling game is steadily improving. I averaged a 120 yesterday. 121 actually. I got a 159, 1 point below my best score ever. It was on the last frame too. I won't tell the dramatic story. I've done that before. But I got up there and I had a 151 and I had one ball left and 10 pins set out in front of me. It was the third ball in the 10th frame. And I knew I got 151. If I get a strike with this ball, I'll get a 161 and I'll break my high score. I got 8 pins, so I got 159, 1 point less than my personal best. So not a bad night one way or the other. So there are good things, you know. I got new glasses so I can actually see properly with my astigmatism now. That's another thing. There goes my health. My vision has gotten worse every year since I got glasses. I can't imagine how I lived without them as a kid now. My vision must have gotten much and much worse as I've gone along because I'm at the point now where I can't drive without my glasses. I can't read books. I can't read a book without my glasses because this is too far away for book-sized print. It's like astigmatism is when your eye isn't perfectly round. And so now, not only can I not see far away, I'm losing my up-close vision as well. So it's like, I'm falling to pieces, and I'm only 22. What's going on? So I think that you can understand why my stress level has increased lately. That also is directly causing me to not make as many vlog videos because, oh man, it's hard making a vlog about how everything sucks. It's kind of a bummer, but I figured I'd let you guys in on where my mindset is right now. And, you know, we do what we can. There's some good news, you know, in this report. I don't have the warning signs for diabetes. My blood sugar's good. I don't have a thyroid condition. I don't have celiac. All that stuff is great. What else? The reason that the new hires at work are giving me different perspectives because every question they ask us about our work, about our daily life at the office, about our outlook, about anything for the most part, our answer to their question disappoints them. It's either an unsatisfying, incomplete, or not what they wanted to hear. It's kind of a bummer to be the bearer of bad news on every front. And I am by no means, you know, shitting on my job when I talk to these people. I'm being honest about, well, you know, this is how it is. Sometimes this happens, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, you take the good with the bad. That seems to be the theme here. So they'll ask questions like, what's a good example here? Try not to do anything too specific. Like the number of hours you work in a week. It's like, you know, we work like 8 to 5. You know, is it more or less than that? You leave early on Friday. What's the deal? And our answer is basically it depends. If you got work to do and you're a salaried employee, you stay your whole day. You expect 8 hours when you come in, and then if the guy's out in Austin, set up a meeting after 5, you stay longer because it's only 4 there. You know, that's the time zones. They still haven't figured that out, it seems. They keep putting meetings during our lunch. It's really annoying. And then sometimes when things don't go well and your boss's boss's boss has a snafu at the management level and doesn't plan something exactly right, the timetables get a little bit screwy and you work double time for a month to get it done, you know, because that's what's got to happen. You know, millions of dollars are on the line. And then there's months where there's nothing happening and you're just bored a lot. It's like, it's not like a nice even keel. It's either terribly busy or terribly bored. I've been alternating between the two of those for a year now, and it's not at all. I would so much prefer to work exactly 40 hours every week than to go 20-60, 20-60, you know? I've never gotten as low as 20, but I have gone above 60 before. Yeah, so. Whew. I'm amazed I don't get, like, sick more often with how stressed I am, like getting colds and stuff. I guess I wash my hands every day when I get, this is other things that I've done that I've tried to improve my health. Like, I wash my hands every day when I get home from work, once I've taken off my work clothes and put my keys and stuff down, so I don't have to handle anything dirty anymore, like my shoes are off already. I go and wash my hands so that I'm not putting germs from work all over my apartment. I'm not a big germaphobe. Other than going to the bathroom, that's the only time I wash my hands all day. But it keeps me from getting sick for the most part. I also avoid hanging out with sick people. That helps a lot. And then I have better dental hygiene now than I've had in my entire life. In the mornings I brush, in the evenings I brush, floss, and use mouthwash. That's my go-to-bed alarm. 11:15 every night. I almost always ignore it. Yeah. So, yeah, that's about it. The real world sucks, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, if I could be a 15-year-old for the rest of my life, I would totally take that deal. Like, I will have a curfew and a learner's permit forever if it means I don't have to pay bills or watch what I eat, you know? Like, I will totally take that deal. Oh, man. It's like the more and more I live, the more and more I realize it's so much better to be a kid than to be an adult. It's so much easier, it's so much more fun, and you don't miss any of the, like, adult rewards, like being able to gamble or drink. Like, no, it's not worth it at all. And the sort of realization that I'm having now, just thinking about this, is I'm probably going to say the same thing in 10 years. Oh man, it's so much easier to be young than it is to be middle-aged. You don't even know how easy you've got it. And then when I'm old, I'll say the same thing about being middle-aged. So I see my life on a downward slope. It's kind of, that's a bit negative, but that's really how I see it. It's like, this is supposed to be the peak, and it's already, it's not as high as I thought it would be. So, and I guess I'm kind of a complainer, because objectively, people on the outside would look at my life and say, you're doing pretty well, man. Like, you're independent. You can afford to live in a 2-bedroom apartment by yourself. You know, you have a car that doesn't break down on you. You know, you have insurance. You can get a cavity fixed if you have one. You can go to the doctor. You know, you can buy whatever groceries you want. You can afford to go out to dinner every now and then. You're doing well. You have hobbies. You have friends. I don't know, a fulfilling job. That would be a big one. But, you know, it's like people, I don't know. People I think would argue with me in real life if I tried to tell them that it wasn't what I was expecting, but it's like, maybe I was just expecting too much. That's kind of been another thing I've noticed a lot. Expecting things to be better than they actually would be. And that's why the new hires are bumming me out, because they are the exact same way. They all have the naive optimism that I had a year ago. Just a year ago. And the way that they talk about things at work, and the way they talk about their perspectives on what they're going to be doing and what's next for them, I can't describe it with any word other than naive. It's naive optimism, and I no longer have any of it. So, I don't know. Hopefully, I can deal with it. I have plans. So this is not the journal, this is the other one. This is my Myst journal. This is where I took my notes from playing Myst and Riven and Exile, all in here. I need to find Revelations. I don't have the CDs anymore. I thought I did. They're at my parents' house. So I have plans for the future. I have a journal. The other one of those I bought two. I've been keeping a daily personal journal, and I've been tracking a bunch of things about just interesting things. Like, I wanted to find out how many get off when I clip my toenails, so I started writing it down whenever I did it. Stuff like that. Like, I didn't realize I had to clip my fingernails twice a week. They grow a lot faster than I thought they would. Like, if you had asked me, I would have said once a week. It's like twice as much as that. Especially if I'm going bowling. I always clip them before I go bowling, so at least once every Tuesday. Why am I talking about this? Yeah, so the journal was good because it helped me keep perspective on things, and my goals have been going okay. with the chronometer goal, which is the tool I use for my diet and calories, it's either a bullseye or a total. That's a mixed metaphor. I was gonna say a bullseye or an air ball. It's either a slam dunk or an air ball each day. Because on the days when I'm on my diet and I do well, I stick to it and it's stellar. The days when I'm not, it's like as soon as I know I'm not going to make it that day, I just give up and just the rest of the day gets worse and worse as I eat junk food and snack and whatever else. So that's like middling success. The gym renovations here are almost done. I went and looked in the window there today and it looks like there's almost nothing left for them to do. They have to like put the covers on the outlets. And that looks like it's it. So I'm hoping like in a couple days they'll be done in there and I'll be able to start working out again. That's good news. I tried earlier and I still cannot do push-ups. More than a year of using ergonomic mice and keyboards has not removed the carpal tunnel enough that I can do push-ups. So there's another health mark against me. Yeah. But the journal is good because it means that I can try and put goals forward for myself. So really, what needs to happen is I need to get in shape. That's going to solve several problems. It'll help relieve my stress because I know working out is good for relieving stress. I've given that advice to other people before. And I need to take my own advice, really. That's going to help cut down on my stress level because I'll be able to work out some of my stress. It's going to hopefully improve my blood pressure issue. Which that was a decent reading for me. I'm normally in the 140s, so it's rough. And then, I don't know, getting in shape is just good in many ways. My clothes will fit again. That'll be nice. I still have so many pairs of pants that are just laughing at me right now. That's kind of a bummer. So, and then I looked at photos the other day and realized that my face shape didn't change because I got older. My face shape changed because I got fatter. Like, I've been the same height for a while. Like, since the time that I went to Philmont, that was 2008. Yeah, so it was 6 years ago. I think I may have grown 1 inch. Maybe. I think I was pretty much already the same height, 5'10". Now, I think I've gained 25 pounds since then. It's like, if you don't get any taller and you gain 25 pounds, you look a lot different. I mean, granted, it took me 6 years to do it, so I never noticed it was happening. But now I look back at photos and it's like, that's not me as like a lanky teenager. That's full-grown me, skinnier than I am now. And I sort of realized, like this, I used to have a more attractive face. And now I have extra fat on my face I didn't used to have. It's like I was skinny back in the day and I liked it. Now ugh. So that will improve as well with getting in shape. So really that's the solution here. Just get in shape. And I need to do something serious, something big, and like, I gotta find some way to make this sink in for me how important it is, so that I will put time and thought into it every day to make it happen. That's really what needs to happen here. I don't know what that's going to take. I mean, if I have to clear the whole apartment out of food and not buy anything unhealthy for a year or whatever, like whatever it takes to do it, I'm willing to set long-term goals and try and make this shit happen. It's like, because more and more evidence is piling up that I got to get in shape. I've got to improve my health. I can't live a sedentary office lifestyle, or I will continue to gain weight and my health will continue to decline, and I will drink more and more coffee. Ugh. I drink 2 cups every morning now. It's bad. Yeah, okay, so that's the summary. Life sucks, and then you die, but hopefully you can be in shape when you die. No, okay, so things have been rough lately, and I've been stressed, but I think I'm trying to stay optimistic. I'm trying to make the most of everything that I've got. I'm trying to capitalize on things. I'm trying to stay positive. It's a real challenge for me. My natural tone is to be negative and dismissive. But hopefully this will be the time that I make a vlog about getting in shape and I actually do it. Who knows, maybe a year from now this will be like, that was the day everything changed. We'll see. One way or the other, this blog's getting way too long. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.